So today I'm going to be using the All Season Professional Color Quick Dip Kit that I got from Sally's Beauty Supply. And it came with some instructions and with this glue, brush on glue, and then there's a quick dip cure that comes with it. Also, it came with two colors. It came with actually three colors. It was the white, the pink, and the hot pink. And then I ended up getting a third color, which was this tropical wave. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure my hands are clean and that all of the debris is off of my fingernails. Then I'm going to use the brush on glue from the kit to apply to my fingernails and then dip my nail into the powder, the quick dip powder. So I'm using the light pink, as you can see here. And so I'm going to start out with my thumb and use the quick dip brush on glue. Just get a nice thin coat on there. You want to try to stay away from the cuticle and from the very edges of your fingernails, just to keep it from being really clumpy. So after I've applied the brush on glue, I go ahead and dip my nail into the quick dip powder. I leave it in there for about 5 seconds. And as you can see, I dust off the powder just by tapping my finger. And once I think all of the powder's off, I am done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of my nails. One thin coat of the brush on glue, and then go ahead and dip it into the powder. So this is my first time using this kit. I used to use gel and use a gel manicure, but I've kind of switched over to the dip powders because they're just easier to work with, less mess, less fuss, and it comes out pretty neat. So after I've applied the glue to all of the nails and dipped all the nails, I'm going to go in with a second coat of the dip powder, actually second coat of the brush on glue and the dip powder, and try to get 2 good coats on my nails. The thing you have to remember with the second coat is when you put on the brush on glue, you just have to tap the glue on. You don't want to use brush strokes. So you just tap the glue on until it covers the surface of the nail. So that's one of the key components of doing the second coat, because if you brush it on, you might brush off some of the powder that was on before. So just a light, gentle touch. Make sure you cover everything. And here I'm just showing you how I am covering all the nails. So once I've done all that, I'm going to add one last coat of the brush on glue. Again, just kind of tapping it on. I think at this point, you know, you're pretty solid as far as the base of the nail, and you don't have to be as gentle, but just getting a good coat all over the nail is important. And then the second step to curing the final glue layer is to use the quick dip cure, which is a spray. The spray will harden the glue layer, the last glue layer that you put on. So you let that sit for a few minutes, and then once that's done, you can go in and start shaping your nail, cleaning off the excess on the sides, Right here you can see me using a 180 grit file and a buffer, a buffing tool just to clean up the edges and any roughy, bumpy lumps in my in my nail. There aren't that many actually, because the good thing about the powder is that it's pretty much a smooth layer once you dip it in there. So it's just to even out a little bit. I did this to all of the nails. Actually, I got a little lazy and I pulled out my e-file and started using that to get off the excess debris and everything. So I highly recommend getting an e-file if you do your nails at home. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly buying new files, new nail files and emery boards and all of that. And it's better to just invest in an e-file. It's more efficient. You don't, get tired from using your hand filing back and forth. And you just have to be careful with the speed that you put it on so that you don't burn yourself or cut yourself. And I love this e-file. I've been using it ever since I started doing my own manicures at home. It makes the job quick and easy. So after I have e-filed all of my nails, I am just showing you that here what they look like. There still is a kind of rough surface. It still looks really cloudy and powdery. So what I like to do is go in with a top coat. You can use any top coat, but I like to use the Gel-Lish clear top coat. It's a gel top coat. I apply that to each nail just to make a nice smooth surface. It also makes them nice and shiny, and it brings out the color of the powder underneath. I just let that gel top coat cure in my little mini Gel-Lish UV light for about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds. 30 seconds is plenty. I got this little Gel-Lish UV light at Sally's as well. It's really cute and it's really good for travel actually. Then I will use some non-acetone fingernail polish remover just to get the sticky coat off the top of my nails, because that Gel-Lish top coat, gel top coat leaves a sticky layer, and so I have to remove that with some non-acetone. You don't want to use acetone because that's gonna really ruin the manicure. It's going to start to melt the actual acrylic and all of that underneath. So nice and clean. And so as you can see, I'm just giving you a real close-up of what everything looks like. I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, there were some areas of the nails that looked a little whitish, like it wasn't quite filed or buffed out real well, so I'll have to remember that next time I use the system to get a really good buffer to get the white stuff off. But as you can see, this is the final product after I've applied some cuticle oil and washed my hands, and it looks pretty good. Like I said, there are some white spots in the nail actually that I think are from not buffing my nail very well, so I have to get a new buffer, I guess. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this. Again, this is the All Season Professional Color Quick Dip Kit from Sally's Beauty Supply, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.